Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, Leo. Optimism and positivity. We are talking about taking action. Before I go any further, I want to remind you that at the end of this reading, I will be pulling a card for you. It's coming from the Nature's Whispers card deck. You started feeling things changing big time in the month of May. Big changes happen, and they're going to continue to change. And you're feeling like, yes, finally things are moving. Here's the thing. Some of the things where you're feeling finally things are moving are going to be all about traveling. It's about teaching. It's about wisdom and religion. It's about higher learning, right? So either you're going to find a spiritual teacher, or maybe you become a spiritual teacher, or maybe it's just extended education, right? We'll get into a little bit more about that in a minute. We got to talk about the releasing that's going to be happening. We got to think about our refrigerator and how there's only so much room in that refrigerator. If we keep bringing new items, right? Pretty soon we got junk, we got old stuff in there. We got to get it out. We got to clean it out. We got to make room for the new. Where are you doing that? Well, first of all, when June comes around, you're feeling friendships, but more of group energy, right? It's when you're with people in a group type setting. Now, this could be online, right? Because this is like your 11th house energy. It could be digital communications, but it's a group energy where it's like, has like a humanitarian vibe to it. And so this is talking and relating and communication, but this has got some strong sibling energy, possibly coworker energy. So this could also be like next door neighbor energy, right? Because it's that sibling. Maybe it's people that you go to farmers markets with, or maybe you are maybe you do farmers markets, like maybe you literally have stuff to sell yourself, but this is a new beginning there. And so you started feeling that right at the beginning of June. It was like, bam, here it is. Okay. And so this is fun because this energy is like money. It's business. It's networking. So this can be quite beneficial. You could, there's just talking and communication that happens. And there's like this camaraderie, right? But there's a busyness about it. And so it's fun and flexible. And it gives you choices and options. They give you choices and options. So this makes things feel lighter. There's just like, it's like a breath of fresh air almost, actually. Now, when we get to the middle of June, there's going to be a release. And this release has to do with your 5th house location. Now, this is with children and fun and joy, creativity and romance, taking a risk. You have Sagittarius energy in this location. So for me, if I'm saying taking a risk, right, because it's the 5th house, taking a risk with what? Well, if it's Sagittarius, it means that the risks have to do with your beliefs. Beliefs related to government, religion, spirituality, higher learning, right? Things that are like college level stuff. This is a release in all of that. And not necessarily all of it. It's not a baby in the bathwater also all being dumped out together. It's just there's something you're releasing. Let's put it like this. It was a belief tied to a way to have fun. How's that? Maybe a way of learning, of teaching, traveling for fun. So there's something about that, right? That you're releasing. I keep hearing is exaggerations. Now, when we go to your next new thing is for the next 12 to 16 months in your life. This traveling location is also your beliefs. It's your beliefs about traveling, but it's the beliefs about my body. It's the beliefs about the freedoms of my body, the freedom of choice about my body, right? But remember, this is higher learning, and this is Aries energy. So you have Jupiter here. So for the next 16 months of your life, you're going to have Jupiter, right? Jupiter in Aries. You could expect to be traveling more than before. You could expect to possibly be taking new classes, conferences, just doing something that will allow you to travel intellectually, because that's the 9th house. The ability to learn and to travel higher thoughts, higher minds, higher connections, possibly spirituality and God energy, right? Possibly a spiritual teacher. Are you going to be the spiritual teacher? Do you find a new spiritual teacher? Is there something out there that just works for you? And you're like, hey, I'm going to try this. They're saying, remember, this is the house of Jupiter. This is also the mixture of Aries energy. So it's extremely fiery, which means, remember that Aries can be very impulsive. It's like, yeah, let's do this. I'm doing it. And it just takes flight without, checking on maybe some of the details. And in the 9th house, the details are hidden. The ninth house is more about seeing all the trees, right? I can see all the trees, but it doesn't necessarily see each tree in the forest, okay? You're just going to make sure that you have the wherewithal to tell your area and energy, this is great. I love that idea. This is awesome. But we're going to write it down. We're going to do a little research, maybe do some homework on that, and then we'll make a choice. We'll maybe even have a discussion with somebody, and then we'll make a choice. Extremely impulsive. And it can be our assertions, it can be our aggressions, our willingness to fight up to 16 months. So let's go pull your card.